everybody, it's Anna. Time for a new tarot story this week. So we start with the Wednesday card, and for that we have the Two of Pentacles. So the number 2 I connect to germination or rooting in. It's as though the seed is in the ground planted and it's establishing itself before it pokes up its sprout, right? So it's an underground kind of work. Pentacles are connected to the physical realm. So they're about jobs and hobbies, things you can see and taste and touch, as well as your own physical wellness and vitality. So the image shows a man dancing a little dance as he's juggling these pentacles, and the pentacles are on an infinity symbol. So the idea here is to figure out, like, rooting ourselves into our own physical wellness and vitality in such a way that we are renewing ourselves constantly. And as we renew, we're also expanding. That's sort of the nature of the infinity symbol. So because it's a Pentacles card, it really is about structuring your life in a way that allows for the right balance of engagement with others in solitude, or rest and work, or play and focus, or whatever you want to say. It's about figuring out what we need to not burn out, to not get stagnant because we're not flowing enough, but also not to burn out because we're flowing too much. We're giving too much. So there's that balance, right? So this card invites us to look at what our energy is showing us. If we are feeling frustrated and restless, it's probably because we are having too much rest or too much disengagement, too much solitude, right? And our energy wants to go further into the world. If we are feeling burnt out or tired or discouraged or depressed, it could be that we are not allowing enough flowing in, right? We're not resting enough. So basically, the reason this is a 2 card, it's about rooting and it's about paying attention to yourself. In other words, we're trying to find our own balance, not replicate somebody else's balance. It's really important to know, especially people who are drawn to my work, is that you cannot take someone else's structure and put it on yourself and expect it to work. Necessarily. It might work, but if it does, it's just a random coincidence. So I would say this is about paying attention. The roots, the reason the seed is able to germinate is this situation is correct. We're paying attention. There's enough warmth, there's enough water, there's enough nutrient in the soil. Like, it's about kind of giving lots of space for this so we can figure something out. So especially with my clients who are often very creative, it's important to know that creativity often doesn't work in a 9-to-5 cycle the way other kinds of work does. So there's actually long periods of dormancy. They're not even that long, but they seem long compared to other people, where you're not doing anything, right? But then suddenly on the 5th day, you have this big exhilaration and energy, and maybe you work for 2 days straight, right? Then you rest for the 5 days. There's something like that. So that's this card, is figuring out what doesn't work for you and what does, and making the changes based on how your energy is talking to you. So it is very much about finding that inner compass and taking it seriously, and not judging it because it's different than other people's, because very likely your work is different than other people's. So that's today's card, is to really pay attention to your energy, start making the variations. And also, if you don't, if you go too far in one side, you just pull back. This is a correctable course. We're not doing this one thing for all the end of time. We're doing it for a while to see, what if I add this? What if I change this? So we're playing here. He's dancing a jig. He's not sitting down working really hard. He's dancing, right? He's playful. So this is a light energy. In addition, he's in front of the sea, right? And the sea in the tarot connects to intuition. So there's a playful receptivity here. So don't make it too heavy. Don't make it so it's not homework. It's not schoolwork. It's not a job expectation. It is you playing with energy, figuring out what your energy likes, and then going further in that direction. That's today's card. See you tomorrow for our next one. Bye.